Welcome back. You're still watching the Politbureau.
It's about time that the country asks itself the question, do we still need all these enterprises?
Of Finance during his budget speech, and if you watch that clip close, you'll see at the end, after he asked that critical question about the country should ask itself whether it still needs these SOEs, and if it needs these SOEs, what will it do with the SOEs? Interestingly, in the House, and the House is split, you had the opposition that was clapping, at least from the DA side. But on the other side, where you had the ANC sitting, there was only one clap, and that clap came from the Minister of Public Enterprises. And it was quite strange, actually, to watch that. And what it indicates is that the political field, as we head to the elections, will be very tense. We are now joined by the President of the NUM, Mr. Joseph Mutise. Thank you so much for joining us. Apologies there with the pronouncement of your surname. Cosatu heads into a CEC tomorrow. What will be on top of the agenda?
Well, I cannot divulge about what will be on top of the agenda for Cosatu tomorrow, but I think we are going to assess our national strike, where we come all out to contest the job shedding all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But can you say that one of those things on the agenda would be this announcement that has been made by the Minister of Finance as well as the President around the reconfiguration of ESCOM, and this call as well that some jobs at least would need to be shared within the public service?
Yeah, of course, I think as the National Union of Mine Workers and Cosatu, we are in record that our establishment and our existence depend on the security of jobs. So the Minister has even talked about early retirement of civil servants. So we wonder why he would want civil servants to retire at the age of 55, 59, while he himself has been retired. And then he was called back to come, and he accepted it. So he must understand that much as he needed bread on the table, everybody needed a bread on the table. So we are against any kind of shedding of jobs.
Is it strange, though, that an alliance partner, the ANC, an ANC deployee, whether it be the president of the country or whether it be the minister, would make such a pronouncement? And we've heard from some alliance partners or affiliates of Cosatu who are arguing that we weren't consulted.
Yeah, well, I think you will understand that the ANC is a broader church.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a movement. It has people that have different school of thoughts, much as it has a policy to framework the policy of the African National Congress and of the government. But some people within the ANC are pure capitalists who believe that there's no reason of ANC running the state-owned companies, of which we are against that, because we believe that state-owned companies like your ESCOM and others are there to serve the nation, because there are people that are poor in this country, and then when you will take something like ESCOM and privatize it, it will be an entity of an individual, and by making profit is going to hike tariffs of energy.
Who are the capitalists in the ANC? Would you say the minister is a capitalist?
No, well, I cannot mention the names of people, but I think, like Jesus have said, he said you will see them by their fruits. You know, a person who represented a capitalist agenda will be seen by advocating that the state must actually take away the state-owned enterprises to be on the hands of the capitalist, which is a capitalist
Tell us,
idea.
give us a name.
No, I can't.
Give us something to work on. At least give your members something to work on.
What the members?
Give your members.
No, I think the utterances that is made here, it is a capitalist kind of utterances to say, do we still need these things, which is the state-owned enterprises? It is said by a man who you are looking at him. It's a capitalist utterances. Yes.
And what will happen now that you have these capitalist utterances that are happening within the tripartite alliance, which you are part of?
We are resolute as the Cosatu and the SACP that will oppose any neoliberal agenda that seeks to distance ANC and the government of ANC from the center of fighting for the poor and the poor of this country.
Do you think that NUMSA, by any chance, may have had a point back in 2013, when they argued that the ANC does not consult, the ANC pushes a neoliberal agenda, that the ANC is capitalist, and the ANC does not have the interest of workers at heart?
Well, of course, I can't represent NUMSA, but anyway, I want to say that...
no, but in hindsight, yeah. when you look at what's happening currently, yeah. because this is not the first time that Cosatu, for instance, is opposed to something, or whether Cosatu affiliate, yeah. whether it is the e-toll saga, yeah. the e-tolls still remain there. Even the ANC in Gauteng wrote an open letter to the president and said, we've been having these discussions, why do we still have these tolls?
Yeah, thank you very much. But I want to say that we judge each case by its merits.
Yeah.
I think the ANC, as an organization, from its inception of its government from 1994, it has built 4.7 million houses for the poor, and it has brought clean water and electricity, something that has not been done by any party in Africa, and even internationally. But the cases whereby ANC seeks to marginalize our people will stand up. But we recognize the work that the ANC...
You'll stand up, but you'll stand with the ANC. Even heading into an election?
We will stand up with the ANC, not with the individual within ANC which seeks to take it to the right.
But it is an ANC deployee who's doing that.
It is ANC deployee, but you will understand that we fought against Mbeki when he brought in an agenda of the capitalist, and we took him out. So it was Cosatu that was vocal and the Communist Party, and we still resolute that anyone who wants to take ANC to the right, we will fight within ANC. We will not abandon ANC.
It is also Cosatu that was the first one to come out and say that, actually, Cyril Ramaphosa should be the president of the country.
Well, of course, it is Cosatu that has said Ramaphosa should be
president of the ANC,
president of the ANC of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
and you still have confidence in him?
Yes, we still have confidence in Ramaphosa. We will have to lobby him to understand our agenda. We understand that there's an international political pressure to the president, since he has said that he's mobilizing 100 billion for the country to inject in the economy. So he's talking to the World Bank, he's talking to business people internationally, the rating agency, and so on. So they put agenda for him to say, if we are to give you money, you have to take this way. So we also have to put pressure on him to say, we cannot accept any investment which comes with conditions.
Do you think that he's cowering to the pressure from these international guys?
Of course, for him to come with unbundling of Eskom and other things, it seems that he's now drifting from the position of the working class. But we still have confidence that we'll put pressure on him to come to the center, because of course he will be on the center. He can't be totally on the left.
Okay. Yeah. Just quickly, another issue that you, particularly as a union, NUM, is facing is the issue around Sibanye. AMCU is saying that you, Solidarity, as well as WASA are in bed with Sibanye's management, and you're trying to frustrate this strike that they've been on since November.
Thank you very much for that. And let me start by saying that it is not in the interest of the workers that are living together in the hostel for leaders to be seen exchanging utterances that seeks to make violence. So we want to caution Brother Matunjwa that he must stop going to make insults against the National Union of Mine Workers. He himself in bed with the company called Loan Me. Where on earth you will see a trade union when a company is sold, he will take money of the trade union and appeal to court that this company must not go. It is my friend Makara, who is the CEO of Loan Me. And there at Loan Me, he is in pocket of Loan Me in such a way that he make Loan Me not to punch the stop orders of NUM. But just to clarify this one, we are an established trade union revolutionarist, not anarchist, because his tendencies are anarchy in its character. Our record is very clear that from our inception in 1982, we have changed the industry. There were low conditions of employment in the industry. We come with pension fund, we come with mining charter, which spells out ownership of share ownership and medical aid.
If the NUM was that great, there wouldn't have been an AMCU. Matunja wouldn't have left the NUM.
Of course, Matunja left NUM because of his ill discipline. It means that for him to go around and saying that NUM is in bed with the employers, it's a bad thing because NUM have changed the lives of employers. I mean, today as I'm speaking to you, people have more than 700,000 as a provident fund on their bank. That was something that was not there before. He cannot point anything. I mean, in terms of legislative transformation in the mining industry, your Health and Safety Act, your mining charter, he have done nothing, actually, in changing the lives of mine workers.
When you meet with Sibanye this afternoon, do you hope there will be some sort of an agreement?
Well, of course, we have done an agreement, we ourselves. We had an agreement. We are going to hear what Sibanye is saying. The point that we are going to stress is for Sibanye to protect our workers, that their houses have been burned every day and their cars have been burned and they have been killed. That is the point that we are going to stress to that meeting.
Okay, President of the NUM, Mr. Muntiseta. I think I got it right that time around.
Yes,
Thank you so much for your time. Okay. Well, this brings us to the end of this particular segment. After the break, when Politbureau returns, it's time for Spinners and Spanners.